Director Bryan Singer and the cast of X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past returned to give us X-Men Apocalypse. With Days of Future Past being a very satisfying movie and bringing up all kinds of possibilities, I'm sure people were very eager to see the next chapter. The movie starts with a very cool opening in ancient Egypt where Apocalypse, who was known at that time as Insabanor, is having his consciousness transferred to another body when fellow Egyptians try to put the ceremony to a halt and he ends up being buried in darkness. The whole opening is visually stunning and has awesome music in it. We then go to 1983 where Charles Xavier's school is back and running with new students like Scott Summers and Jean Grey. But Apocalypse wakes up when sunlight pours down a hole leading to his underground tomb, which begs the question, this is the first time that it's happened? Anyway, Apocalypse thinks the world is lost and needs to be reborn, so he recruits some mutants to help him and even gives them upgrades. They are Storm, Psylocke, Angel, and Magneto. So it's up to the X-Men to stop Apocalypse, all the while trying to save Charles Xavier, who's been captured by Apocalypse in an attempt to get his power. The reception for this movie has ranged from mixed to negative, but after watching the movie, I don't really agree with the critics this time. I thought this was another fun and compelling movie from the franchise. Is it perfect? No, but the stuff that works I think works very well. Once again, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender do a really good job helming this movie. In it, Charles goes to Moira McTaggart, whose memory of him has been erased, in an effort to learn about a tremor that was triggered when Apocalypse woke up. He isn't even very good at hiding the fact that they met before, and has even used Cerebro a couple of times to spy on her. Magneto, meanwhile, has been living incognito in Poland, where he lives with a wife and daughter. But things go awry for him when he's forced to use his powers to save someone, leaving him exposed, which leads to him being confronted by the authorities, which then leads to his wife and daughter being killed. Michael Fassbender does an excellent job at conveying the agony he feels in that scene. Can he just take a break already? He's been through so much. Because this movie takes place in the 80s, there were some 80s references that I like. Like Scott Summers' teacher is played by Ali Sheedy, who you may remember from The Breakfast Club as Allison at Weird Girl. And in one scene, some of the mutants go see Return of the Jedi and they have a small debate, and Jean says, well, can't we just all agree that the third movie is always the worst, which is a jab at X-Men The Last Stand. But even then, I strongly disagree with Jean. I can name some threequels that were just as good as the first movie, if not better. Toy Story 3, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Captain America Civil War, The Bourne Ultimatum, and last but not least, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. End of discussion. Oh, I can't wait to talk about you later. We see our favorite mutants like Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Storm, who are played by different actors, but they do adequately well. However, the big standout is Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, who is given a new beginning after her botched arc in X-Men The Last Stand gets seemingly fixed in Days of Future Past. Throughout this movie, we see Jean and Scott trying to control their powers and learning to be more competent members on the team. I thought her big moment when she releases the Phoenix was amazing. I was like Apocalypse in that scene, just literally blown away by it like him. Also, Quicksilver returns and he gets another awesome scene where this time he saves everyone in the school when it's about to explode, except for Havoc, but to be fair, he was close to the blast and was a goner for sure. We also see Hugh Jackman make a cameo as Wolverine when he was Weapon X and get this hard violent scene of him slicing and dicing soldiers, and he doesn't say a single word of dialogue. Some may dismiss this as fan service, but it's entirely welcome by me. But what do I think of the film's antagonist, Apocalypse? Well, I think his motive is very generic in trying to cleanse the world. It seems very similar to what Ultron was trying to do in Age of Ultron. Much like how Ultron learns about things through the internet, Apocalypse learns through television. Word of advice, don't learn anything from the idiot box. It's not a good source of knowledge nowadays. But with that said, I think Oscar Isaac does his best with the material he's given, but it doesn't really make him that great a threat. Most of the time he talks in a very soft, sinister whisper. But oftentimes they'll add an echo to his voice and lower the pitch so it's supposed to sound intimidating, but it sounds also cheesy! Plus, many people thought the costume was very ridiculous when they got a first look at it, but I didn't think it was that terrible. It was just in poor lighting. I think their feelings for it could be summed up in Magneto's line when he first sees Apocalypse. Who the f*** are you? Besides Apocalypse, I think some of the other mutants like Psylocke and Angel are pretty lackluster. The same goes for Cyclops, who feels pretty underdeveloped. I've been told that this guy is the leader of the X-Men, but in the movies he doesn't really feel like a leader. The writers seem more interested in making him cocky and a foil for Wolverine for that Jean Grey love triangle. But you could say that they're reserving more development for him in the next movies, hopefully. On the whole, even if this wasn't a big hit as Deadpool, I thought that this was a very solid X-Men movie that contained all the elements that we enjoyed from the movies. Or should I say, I enjoyed. It wasn't really epic on the level that the MCU gave us with Avengers, but I felt it was enough. The cast does well along with some of the newcomers, and even if it is the longest X-Men movie, I felt it went by pretty quickly. Go ahead, sue me, but I really enjoyed this movie. I'm giving X-Men Apocalypse my strong approval.